Well, Egypt's military says 11 troops, including an officer, have been killed in a militant attack. The ambush took place this Saturday in the northern part of the Sinai Peninsula at a water pumping station east of the Suez Canal. The Egyptian military said that the troops were killed in clashes with the militants. No group has claimed responsibility. And joining us now is our correspondent in Egypt, Edouard Cousin. Edouard, what can you tell us about the circumstances of this attack?
Circumstances of this attack. Well, this afternoon, indeed, as you said, the army sent out a statement saying that this water pumping station east of the Suez Canal zone, just in the Sinai Peninsula, was attacked by, as they said, religious extremists. The army said the attack was foiled, was thwarted, but nevertheless, 10 soldiers and 1 officer were killed. And it's a somewhat surprising attack because there hasn't been major attacks in Sinai for several years, and most activity of militant groups in Sinai is more in the north of the peninsula, and this was more east, more in the Middle East. So, in that sense, this attack came as somewhat as a surprise.
Can you just give us some context here? What can you tell us overall about the fight against militants in the region?
Well, in Sinai, there is a branch of the Islamic State group active for already almost more than a decade. They call themselves the Sinai State. And then this insurgency really intensified in 2013. And between 2013 and 2017, there has been several major deadly attacks. ISIS have targeted army and police, but also Sufi Muslims and Christians in the region. And in 2018, the Egyptian army started a big operation to restore order in Sinai. And since then, we have actually the frequency of attacks have been declining over the past year. So the last years, you haven't heard any more large attacks of the Islamic State group in Sinai. Even though, on the other hand, human rights groups still say minor attacks happen. There's still killings or abduction of civilians, and the security regime in Sinai is still very strict. And I know from people who are from the region, it's very hard to go into North Sinai and out of North Sinai because the security force and army basically lock off the whole area. But nevertheless, like any news of major attacks we haven't seen until now today.
Okay, we want to thank you, Edouard Cousin, our correspondent in Egypt. Thanks so much for that update. Now to Afghanistan, where Taliban